Welcome to this video on the death of Edgar Allan Poe. Poe was a famous American writer and poet who lived in the 19th century. He is best known for his horror and mystery stories, which are still popular today. Poe's death is shrouded in mystery, and there are many theories about how and why he died. Today, we're going to explore some of these theories and try to make sense of what really happened. First, let's talk about the basics of Poe's life. Poe was born in Boston in 1809 and grew up in a family of actors. His parents died when he was young, and he was raised by a wealthy merchant named John Allan. Poe had a difficult relationship with Allan, and they often argued about money. Despite these challenges, Poe became a successful writer in his own right, publishing stories and poems that are still well known today. However, Poe's personal life was often troubled, and he struggled with alcoholism and depression. In 1849, Poe was found wandering the streets of Baltimore, delirious and wearing someone else's clothes. He was taken to a hospital, where he died a few days later. So what happened to Poe? Let's explore some of the theories. The first theory is that Poe died of alcoholism. Poe had a long history of heavy drinking, and it's possible that his excessive alcohol consumption contributed to his death. Some historians believe that Poe may have suffered from delirium tremens, a severe form of alcohol withdrawal that can cause hallucinations and seizures. Another theory is that Poe was murdered. There are several different versions of this theory, but they all suggest that someone deliberately caused Poe's death. One version of this theory suggests that Poe was attacked by a group of thugs who wanted to rob him. Another version suggests that Poe was poisoned by someone who wanted to silence him. A third theory is that Poe died of a medical condition. Some historians believe that Poe may have had a brain tumor or some other serious illness that contributed to his death. Others believe that Poe may have had epilepsy, which can cause seizures and other neurological symptoms. So which theory is correct? The truth is, we may never know for sure. Poe died over 170 years ago, and many of the records from that time have been lost or destroyed. However, there are some things that we do know about Poe's death. For one thing, Poe's death was not initially widely reported in the newspapers. It wasn't until a few days later, when a newspaper in Baltimore ran an obituary, that people began to realize that Poe had died. Another important piece of information is that Poe was found wearing clothes that didn't belong to him. This suggests that Poe may have been robbed or attacked before he died. It's also worth noting that Poe's cause of death was never officially determined. The doctor who treated Poe at the hospital recorded his cause of death as congestion of the brain, but this is a vague and non-specific diagnosis. So what can we conclude about Poe's death? We know that he died under mysterious circumstances and that there are many theories about what happened. However, without more evidence, it's impossible to say for sure how and why Poe died. What we can say is that Poe's death was a tragic loss for the literary world. Poe was a gifted writer who pushed the boundaries of what was possible in fiction and poetry. His legacy lives on today, and his stories continue to thrill and scare readers around the world. In conclusion, the death of Edgar Allan Poe is a mystery that has fascinated people for over 170 years. While we may never know exactly what happened to Poe, we can still appreciate his incredible contributions to literature and his enduring legacy.